Hi guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are ready to sew our signatures into our cover. And in the previous video, I showed you how how I poked the holes for that. I was gonna try and fix this, but I'm not gonna worry about it. But I'm gonna show you what I did so that you don't make the same mistake. I'm not too worried about it because I know the person that is getting this, and she's not even gonna notice at all. If I was selling this, I would certainly not have left it like this. I just want to clarify that. But because I know that this little girl is not going to care at all about this, I'm gonna leave it because yeah, I'm not sure how to fix it without starting over. I mean, there are ways, but I just don't have time. So let me show you what I did. Instead of making a template, I marked for my holes with a Sharpie. Sorry, my brain, and this is why this happened. Today, my brain just does not want to work. I just had a moment where I just completely blanked. And so I marked all of my hole, spots with a black permanent Sharpie. So that's going to be there. It's not going to go away. The reason I'm not too worried about it is all of the vertical marks are going to be covered up by the papers. You're not even going to see those. The only things you're going to see are these little horizontal lines here. And that's only if you flip it and actually look for it. I'm not too concerned. I honestly, I don't even think no one will probably notice. However, don't do this because you will be able to see, you will be able to see it. So use the template method that I showed in the previous video. Or you can use a fabric marker that has air and water soluble ink. I've done that before. I don't like doing it. The marker that I have doesn't seem to disappear entirely. So I don't usually use that. It just doesn't. It's supposed to go away, but I can't ever get it to completely go away. So my favorite method would be the template, okay? So that's what I would stick with because then it doesn't matter. You're never gonna see these lines because this is, you're not gonna keep this in the book. So we are ready to sew these in. And what you will need is some sort of string. I typically for journals use waxed linen, but for glue books, I will use embroidery floss. You just have to be very, very careful that you don't split the thread when you're sewing. So it's a little trickier. If you're new to this, I would use a waxed thread of some sort. It makes it a little easier, but I'm gonna use embroidery floss. And then I have a pair of pliers because sometimes I have a hard time pulling the needle through all of the pages and stuff because my hands just don't work like they're supposed to. So I have that ready. I have a pair of scissors, and then I use a blunt tip needle because I don't want to accidentally poke through where the holes aren't. Sometimes your needle will get shifted inside the signature while you're pulling it through or pushing it through before you're all the way through. And if it's blunt, you have less of a chance of just randomly poking holes other places. So that's what I like to use. I think this one will be big enough. You don't want it too big because then it's going to make your holes bigger. So I think this one will be fine. So we will do that. So I got this one sewn in, but it was kind of a disaster. So there was a crooked punch down here and it kind of messed everything up. And I don't mind showing you my mistakes because I know we all learn that way, but there was no way for me to show you while I was doing it. The book was just too big and it was just way too awkward. So in the future, I'm sure that I will be doing, you know, sewing in signatures again. And if I make a mistake, I'll make sure I show you how you can fix it, but it wasn't going to work in this situation. So let's hope that the other two signatures go better. So again, I just want to make sure that I have this right side up, and it is. Okay, so we're going to take, I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this, so this just might be very awkward and weird, this video, but you know. Take our thread, okay, and you want to start by going through the center hole, okay, and if you kind of hold it sandwiched together the way that you punched the hole, it'll go through much easier. And then I take the end of my thread. I very carefully open this binder clip just enough to slide that underneath and hopefully not like, you know, move any of the pages around, but that'll just help hold that there so you don't pull it all the way through. All right, now we're working with our center line here. So I'm going to go through the center hole of the center line. Okay. And then I'm going to go through the bottom hole here. And I find it easier to pull it through the spine before I try to put it through the signature. Now, we've got our hole here, and I am just going to try, I'm hoping that this goes better. I'm going to try and hold it. Yep, it worked. Okay, so perfect. Yay! It went straight through the first time. All right, now we're through the bottom on the inside. We're going to go through the top on the inside, and it went straight through. It's just when you get, you know, when you punch the hole crooked, you are going to have a bit of a struggle. It can be done, and you know, I do it a lot, but try to, oh, I'm going in the wrong place, to poke your holes straight, and your life will be much easier. All right, so now we have it through here, and all that's left is to go back through the center. Now, this is where you want to be careful. I always turn the book this way because it makes it easier. Now, I want to pull, I'm going to grab the center thread here, and I'm going to push it down, or well, in this situation, up towards the bottom of the book, which happens to be up, okay? I'm just going to hold it there with my thumb, and that way, when I come in with my needle, I have a better chance of not splitting that thread. So you can see it went over the top of it, and that's what you want, okay? And you want to do the same thing when you put it through the signature. Just make sure that you're not splitting that. And then when it comes through this side, you just want to make sure that it's on the other side of your center thread than the other end, okay? And then I'm going to pull that through like so. We can take our needle off, and I mean, we can. What in the world happened here? Okay. And then I also take off my binder clips because you don't need those there anymore. Okay, and then turn your book back the right way, and you just want to tighten up all your loose threads, and I just mess with it until it's, you know, it's tight. I usually grab this center and pull from the bottom, and then you can take and pull the corresponding end. And then I also will come around to the spine, and I'll pull, you know, I'll pull both of them until, and then I can pull the inside so that they're tight. And then while I'm holding it, I just make sure that it's not loose on the spine. So I'll just kind of like let it hang like that. You can't really see what I'm doing. And make sure that it's not loose. There aren't any loose threads there. And then take one in each hand, okay? And I just kind of gently, especially with embroidery floss, be gentle. I just kind of wiggle it in that hole up and down. And then I do a square knot, which is right thread over left thread and tie, okay? And then you take your left hand thread over your right hand thread and tie again. And then with embroidery floss, I always do an extra one. So right over left again. And then for this, I'm tying a bow in the center. And I'm actually double knotting the bow so it stays tied. Like that. And then I'll just trim up my ends so they're matching, and that's it. We have 2 signatures ready to go. So let's go ahead and do the third one, because if you're new to this, you might need to see it again. Okay. Check that our signature is right way up. Yep, we're good to go. All right. And then we want to go through the center. And we want to go through the center hole in our spine. Okay. And then we're going to pull that through, leaving an end here. And we just gently push that open and tuck that underneath. Okay. All right. And then we're going to go through the bottom hole on our spine. Like I said, I find it easier to just go ahead and pull it through before I try and get it through the signature. And then just kind of holding everything together. Yep, it worked. Yay. All right. And then we want to bring it up to the top hole and through the top hole of our spine. So far, so good. All right, now I'm gonna try and do this at a different angle maybe, so it will help you see. All right, so you wanna make sure that you are not splitting through your strands on your floss, okay? So I grab this with my finger or my thumb, whichever works, and I pull it towards me or away from me, depending on how I have the book situated. And then I make sure that I kind of go at a very slight angle away from where I have that thread pulled. So see how that, you can kind of see maybe how that looks, the needle's right here. Okay, that way you haven't split it yet, so that's a good sign. And then I will, it depends, but I will like pull the signature down towards me or away from me so that I know that this is taut. And then I, again, just go in the, opposite way of where that thread is. And then make sure it's on the opposite side of the center line and pull it through, and we should be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my needle off and take my binder clips off. And then I just want to make sure that everything is pulled tight. So we will pull from the outside and then pull on the inside ones. Make sure that's tight. And you can kind of like, you know, pull on these a bit and see and make sure that they're snug. And then just right over left and left over right and right over left again, and a bow. And then I'll just cut these even. And we're finished. That's it. All right, so there is our glue book all sewn in. All right. Pretty cool. Not too difficult, except for that last signature, but you didn't have to witness that. So I can get rid of my my little cheat sheet now, and I'm gonna come back in another video, and I just wanted to show you, you can see those horizontal lines because I, you know, made that boo-boo, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It really, you know, it really isn't. I'm not worried about it at all. So I'm gonna come back in a final video for this series, excuse me, and show you how I just sort of lightly, not even embellish, but just add some things for interest to the inside. And then this will be finished. And I only have 8 more. All right, guys, I hope you're having a fabulous day. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.